This video should help you with finding the place and the worth of some decimals. So here we have a number that has a decimal point in it. And normally when you have numbers, like we had whole numbers before, like 457, and you didn't see a decimal point, really it meant the decimal point was right here. So like if you had $457, there would be your $457 and no cents. Since there wasn't anything after the decimal, we just left the decimal point off. So to the left of the decimal, I'm going to have my ones place, and then my tens, and if I kept going, my hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, and so on. To the right of the decimal, my numbers are getting smaller. The parts are getting smaller, just like if I really had hundreds, tens, ones here. Let's add another number in. When I went from hundreds to tens, I got 10 times smaller. I cut it in 10 pieces. If I take my 10 and cut it in 10 pieces, each of my pieces is a 1. If I take a 1 and cut it into 10 pieces, everybody's going to get a tenth. 1/10 of a piece. And if I take my tenths and cut them, if I take one of the tenths and cut it into 10 equal pieces, everybody's going to get a hundredth. Not hundredths, like 1/100th of a piece of cake. A little bit bigger than a crumb. But now I'm going to take my hundredth and divide it by 10, and I'm going to be thousandths. Now we're probably down to crumb size of a piece of cake. So think your ones is a whole piece of cake. You took your cake, you sliced it into 10 equal pieces, so each one was a tenth. Then you took one of those slices and you cut it into 10 pieces. Now you got some slivers. Then you take one of those slivers that was a hundredth and cut it again, and you were at thousandths. So here we go. We have our number. I found the decimal. I'm going to the right side of it. So this is the tenth place. Remember, we're going tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Now, if I want to know how much it's worth, before we talked about how you just change everything else to a 0. So this is now really a 0. The 6 is going to stay a 6. This is a 0 and this is a 0. So it's 0.600. Normally when we write these, if there are numbers on the outside edges, either on the right side or the left side of all of the other digits, 1 through 9, we can leave them off. So this is really the same as 0.6, which puts me a 6 in the tenth spot. So if I have 6 in the tenths, it's worth 6 tenths. So this is really the same as that also. Go to my next one, the 3. So I'm coming over tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I'm in the thousandth spot. And whack them all, everything else is going to zeros. And there's my answer, 0.003. 3 thousandths. Got a 3 in the thousandth spot, it's worth 3 thousandths. The 4 is in the tenths, hundredths. Everything else going to a 0. So I've got 0.040. And this 0 happens to be on the outside. So I'm just going to 0.044 in the hundreds is worth 4 hundredths. Some people go, well, how come you don't get rid of this number right here that's in front of the decimal because it's a 0? I like to have the 0 in there, and I think most people do because this decimal is so small for people to see. But if they see a number start with the 0, they're automatically thinking, oh, there's going to be a decimal point after it, like for 57 cents. We got the 5. This time we're on the left side of the decimal. First place going that way is in the ones, and if I got a 5 in the ones, it's just worth 5. Try a new number out, and you guys try some. I'm going to the left of the decimal, so it's ones, tens. And if I got a 5 in the tens, it's worth 50. If you wanted to go all the way through the whack-a-mole, you would see, oh yeah, it's 50.000, which is the same as 50. I got the 3 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And then whack-a-mole. have noticed I did, since I have a 0 chunk for my whole number part, I only put 1 0 down. I didn't need 2 of them. 7, going to the right of the decimal, tenths. 0.700, which is the same as 0.7. A 7 in the tenth spot is worth 7 tenths. Taking the 2, we're going left of the decimal, so this is the ones place. And 2 ones is 2. The 9. Going to the right of the decimal, tenths, hundredths. So it's in the hundredths place. And 9 in the hundredths is worth 9 hundredths. Written like that. It's another one. You try it out. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. I got a 5 in the thousand, so it's worth 0.005. 5 thousandths. Looking for the 3 this time. Tenths, hundredths. Which would make it worth 0.03. Also said as 3 hundredths. We're going for the 2. 2's in the tenths place. And 2 in the tenths place is worth 2 tenths. Hopefully this video will help you with finding the place and worth of some decimals.